Yeah. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam. Dadati Shwapadantikam Vande Aham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavamsa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Shahagana Ragunatam Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakantam Cha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Stute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Panebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panglam Hayarigirim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurun Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So welcome back to our regular Bhakti Sastri class. So today we'll be discussing the Bhagavad Gita chapter 16. So we'll start with the chapter 16. Hopefully we can cover from verse number 1 to 20. Before I continue, I would like to ask all of you, how many of you have read the Bhagavad Gita from the first verse of the chapter 16 to 20th verse? Please raise your hand. Okay, none of you. That's fine. So let's see how far we can go. Because after I see, actually, that's a lot. That's a lot of things. Even the first 3 verses, there are a lot of things, a lot of points that Srila Prabhupada covered. Yes, welcome, Viswambar Kripa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna. I'm back to Canada, Prabhu, yesterday.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Wherever you are, wherever we are, just remain in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so in the 15th chapter, we're discussing about the banyan tree of the material world and how actually this banyan tree is upside down. The root is upward, the branch downward. And this tree is nourished by the 3 modes of material nature. So the 3 modes of material nature, when we talk about the 3 modes of material nature, we cannot separate this topic with our nature. Sometimes we are influenced by particular modes of nature, as we were discussing in the 14th chapter. So now this chapter entitled demoniac, divine and demoniac nature. So this is of course very much connected with the 3 modes of material nature. Okay. So today our plan, let's see, this is our plan. Of course, we propose and Krishna will sanction. So our topic of discussion is that divine qualities. This is from 1 to the first verse to the 3rd verse. And then demoniac qualities 4 to 8. And activities and the consequences of demoniac people. Text 9 to 20. So let's start with the first 3 verses. So this is regarding the Daivi Sampada. Daivi Sampada means the divine qualities. So there are 26 qualities mentioned in these verses. So let's see one by one. The first one is that Abhayam, fearlessness. So Srila Prabhupada, of course, he talked a lot, especially in the lecture to this verse. If you see, the lecture of this verse. Verse number 1, Srila Prabhupada talks about abhayam, and this, of course, this quality should be possessed by every single person, every single devotee. But Srila Prabhupada specifically mentioned about the sannyas, those who are in the sannyas order or the renounced order of life. They should be totally depend on Krishna, avacharak sibe Krishna. They should have faith and conviction that Krishna will always protect them in any circumstances. So this is fearlessness. And then the second one is that satya sattva samsuddhi, purification of one's existence. Srila Prabhupada in his purport mentioned about there are various rules and regulation mentioned in the scriptures for our purificatory process. But of course, as we know that there are so many ways actually to purify our existence. But what is the most powerful means to purify our existence? So this is actually asked by Parikshit Maharaj in the beginning of the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam to Sukadev Goswami. And Sukadev Goswami said that, there are various ways to purify ourselves, our existence. And one way is that the sacrificial performances mentioned in the Vedas. And then there is also called, what is it? Prayaschita, or atonement process. But Sukadev Goswami mentioned, Parikshit Maharaj mentioned that this is just like the bathing of elephant. Prayaschita mato parta manye kunjara sochavat. Kwachiniva tate badrat kwachit charati tat punah. Prayaschita mato parta manye kunjara sochavat. So this prayaschita or atonement is, like people performing the karma kanda section of the Vedas. They are going to the temple, do some rituals, but then again they try to purify from their sinful reactions, from the sinful reaction of their sinful activities, and after that they will commit again the sinful activities. So this is just like bathing of the elephant. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj mentioned that Kwachini Vartate Badrat Kwachit Charat Tatpuna Prayaschitam Matu Parta Manye Kunjara Suchavat. And then mentioned Kechit Kivalaya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayanha Agam Dunvanti Karsnena Niharam Iha Bhaskara. So only by devotional service one can be freed not only from the sinful reaction but also from the tendency of sinning. So this is a very important point, that not that one should be free from sinful reactions of our past misdeed, but the most important thing is that to be free from tendency of sinning. Because what is the point of being purified by our sinful reaction, but if we don't free from desire to sin? So actually, Sukadev Goswami, he was testing Parikshit Maharaj. He just want to see how much is Parikshit Maharaj intelligent, and Sukadev Goswami was very pleased with his disciple Parikshit Maharaj. So purification of one's existence, the only means, the most powerful means is that performance of devotional service. Of course, there are two types of cleanliness or purification. One is that on the bodily level, and one is on the for the soul. And Srila Prabhupada used to explain that just like how we take bath, we are cleaning our body with shower, water, and soap. So to clean our accumulated sinful reaction since millions of times, we just need to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and perform devotional service. So, okay, the third one is that Gyan Yoga Vyavastitihi, cultivation of spiritual knowledge. So this is, of course, meant for everybody, but Srila Prabhupada in his purport mentioned that this is specifically for the brahmachari, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, because brahmachari guru kule vasandanto guru hitav. So the best time to cultivate, to start cultivating spiritual knowledge is that when one's still in a very young age. So we find it sometimes when our age is advanced. Advanced means when we are getting old. It's hard to study something, not only about spiritual things, but also in the material level also. Sometimes, for example, learning a new language when we are in our 40 or 50, that's like very difficult to start learning a new language. But when we are small, so it's very easy because our brain's still fresh and not so much polluted as how we grow, especially in the modern age. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge and dhanam in charity. So this is especially for the grihastha. Charity is the duty of the grihastha, and the grihastha should maintain the another three ashramas: the brahmacharis, vanaprastha, and sannyas. And dhamma, self-control, especially in sex life. So this is very, very tough to control, actually, sexual desire, subtly, and also on the gross level. So because this is one of the many reasons, and this is the main reasons actually why we are here, why we come here in the material world, because we have this inclination, being attracted by sexual desire. So Srila Prabhupada, in one of his purport in the Srimad Bhagavatam, mentioned that in the spiritual world, everybody has, excessive beauty in Vaikuntha Loka. Everybody is so beautiful, so attractive, so charming, but they don't have sexual desire. They don't engage in sexual intercourse because their only intention, their only attraction is that to serve Krishna. Rather, in the material world, why people working so hard? Why people working so hard? Why they want to keep their youth, beauty, wealth always with them? Because of this. This is actually the main reason. Because simply to attract the opposite sex. That's it. Yan mai tuna di grihamedi sukam hitucham. So this is the only happiness for the grihamedi. Yan mai tunadi. Maitun means sexual intercourse, and mai tunadi. Grihamedi sukam. The only happiness for the materialistic people is sexual intercourse. Indeed, Srila Prabhupada, in many occasions, actually, uh, for the hippies, because Srila Prabhupada went to the West during the hippie movement explosion. So for them, okay, it's okay to give up uh, meat, to give up gambling, intoxication, but to give up sex is like, very, very difficult, very difficult. Yagya, the next point is that yagya, performance of sacrifice, especially for the grihasthas. So these two things actually, charity and performance of sacrifice, these are meant for the grihasthas. Why? Because actually by giving charity, our so-called wealth uh, is actually gets purified by giving charity. Of course, in the next chapter we will discuss about there are three types of charity, depend on the three modes of material nature. But charity should be given to the right person, to those who are Krishna conscious, to the brahmanas, to the preacher, those who are engaged in spreading Krishna consciousness movement, or to the temple, Krishna's temple. That's charity, not belong to the even that transgress the modes of sattva gun. And then yagya, performance of sacrifice. So this is the duty of the grihastha actually, to perform sacrifice. Of course, in the Kali Yuga, the sacrifice, the yagya is the chanting of the holy names, and therefore everybody should perform this yagya. Swadhyaya, study of the Vedic literature, especially for the brahmacharis. Yeah, Swadhyaya, study, and this Gyan Yoga Vyavastiti, this is these two things, these are interconnected. Study and cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Tapaha, austerity, this is meant for the vanaprastha. Of course, everybody actually should be austere, austerity, and especially those who are brahmanas. Austerity is the wealth of the brahmana actually. So tapa, austerity, but this is more emphasized for the vanaprastha. So they start withdrawing their affairs from the family affairs. Their activities now, start try to be detached from the family life, because in the grihastha ashram, one is very much involved with the activities of accumulating wealth, for example, working to maintain the uh, children, wife, and other family members. And when one reached the age of 50, above 50 plus something, 51 onward, one should develop detachment from material affair. Pancha uram varnam vrajet. One should develop this sense of detachment. Well, not necessarily that one should give up his wife, but the idea is that the first thing, one should give up sexual affairs. That means after 50 years old, actually, there's those who are in the householder life should not engage anymore in sexual affairs after 50 years old. So vana means actually forest. So one should go to the forest. But nowadays is hardly we find any forest in the modern age. So the idea is that as Srila Prabhupada in one conversation, he mentioned that, well, vanaprastha doesn't mean that husband and wife should be separated. That would be ideal, but if one cannot be immediately separated from his wife or her husband, so one can travel together to preach Krishna consciousness. That's ideal also, ideal vanaprastha. That means vanaprastha means a retired life, retired from family affairs. One should start thinking to dedicate his life fully in Krishna consciousness activities, fully in preaching. If one have a son, especially, that's actually a very good signs, very auspicious when a grihastha uh, has a son, because the son will take care of the mother, so the father will be free from the obligation to maintain the mother. Means the husband will be free from his obligation to maintain his wife when the son reaches the age of 25. Then he has the right to leave actually. So it's not that one leave his family members immaturely, irresponsibly. So one should be responsible and fulfill all his obligation first of all before leaving the house. Just like Kardama Muni, for example. So once Kapila Muni able to take care of his mother, then Kardama Muni leave the house. Then Arjavam, simplicity. So simplicity doesn't mean becoming poor. No, simplicity means to prioritize Krishna and should not be live in luxury. So it doesn't mean that we should be poor. No, simplicity means we spend whatever we need, not what we want, but we spend only what we need. And that should be always in connection with Krishna consciousness. That need should be in connection with Krishna consciousness. And another meaning of simplicity is that no duplicity. That means straightforward. You just be straightforward. That is simplicity. Or Arjavam, Ahimsa, non-violence. So Prabhupada explanation about non-violence is that to preach Krishna consciousness. Because the idea of non-violence is that not checking one's progress in life. But what is the real progress? It is not the uh, you know material progress in life. No, because that is temporary. The real progress is that our advancement in Krishna consciousness. And if we don't help others to advance in Krishna consciousness, that means we are committing violence. So that's Srila Prabhupada's explanation about ahimsa. And then satyam, truthfulness. Truthfulness. Be bold also. This is called satyam, truthfulness. And then akroda, this is the 12th one, akroda, freed from anger. Well, but sometimes anger also a good quality that we can engage in devotional service. Okay, but we have to be able to analyze when we have to utilize our anger. In the case of a spiritual master chastising a disciple, so the spiritual master should really angry, just like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is known as the Simha Guru because he has a very short temper, very easy to get angry. But that anger is actually a transcendental anger by which actually he can correct his disciple. So anger uh, can be utilized in devotional service, but if it is not connected in devotional service, that's dangerous. That will become our stumbling block because we will become mad. Krodat bhavati samoha. You remember in the second chapter? So from anger arises samoha, illusion. But when one really fully conscious that he's utilizing this anger for the service of the Lord, like Hanuman, he burned Lanka. So that's fine. He's angry to Ravana because he wanted to show how great Lord Ram is. And Tyaga, renunciation. So renunciation, of course, anasaktasya vishayan yatarhamu payunjata nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchite. So this is also called vairagya or renunciation. So real renunciation is when we connect everything in Krishna service. It's not that we are becoming irresponsible because after all, everything is belong to Krishna. This body is belong to Krishna. The money that we hold right now is actually belong to Krishna, buildings, the properties. So it is not that, we are immaturely renouncing everything. Rather, that will become neglect, actually, negligence. Okay, we have faith, everything will be taken care by Krishna. It doesn't mean that we don't lock our door at night. Otherwise, thief will come and they will take Krishna's property. So similarly, renunciation from the this body also very important. Doesn't mean that we don't care about this body. When this body get disease, we don't treat properly. Well, no, we should treat this body. We should treat the disease properly. Otherwise, how we can engage in devotional service when the body is sick? For example, if we have toothache, for example, it's just a few days ago I got toothache. Like it's really I was crying at night. I unable to sleep. I unable to sleep, and I was crying. I woke up every half an hour because it's so painful. then because of that, the whole thing becomes like devastated, I would say like that. Couldn't go for Mangalarati, couldn't chant rounds properly, couldn't do anything just because of simple toothache. So we have to treat that disease, and that treatment is not because we are too attached with the body, but because we want to make this body healthy for the service of Krishna. That's our idea. Santi, tranquility, undisturbed, unwaved. Apuryamanam achala pratistam samudramapa pravisanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravisanti sarve sasantim apnoti nakamakam. So santi or tranquility means when we are remain undisturbed amidst uh, the flow, the various flow of material desire, because we have this material body, so material desire will automatically come. But as a devotee, we are expected to be sasantim apnoti. Sasantim apnoti. We are undisturbed, just like the ocean. Although there are unlimited stream of rivers entering to the ocean, but the ocean remains still in its position, undisturbed. So similarly, like us, okay, sometimes some nonsense thought just come across to our mind, and even Janani was Prabhu, His Grace Janani was Prabhu, our head pujari here, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He was giving a lecture one time, and he mentioned that material desire is natural thing for the conditioned soul, because we have material body. Even sometimes when we are engaged in devotional service, like we are standing in the front of the deities performing arati, sometimes the sexual thought just appear in our mind. How is it possible? How is it possible? Yes, it is possible because we have material body, because we are uh, conditioned souls. But the thing is that we just ignore it. We remain peaceful. Don't get agitated. Okay, it comes, but just chant Hare Krishna. It will go. It will go. Just don't react upon that desire. That's it. So in that sense, we can maintain our tranquility, being peaceful, santi. Otherwise, if we become disturbed with that desire and act upon that desire, then we will be in trouble. We'll fall down. And then the next one is that apai sunam, aversion to fault finding. Fault finding. This is actually a big disease. Fault finding. But actually fault finding will lead us to pride. Why pride? Because pride means when we think that we are superior to others. Others are inferior to me. I'm more advanced. Uh, Fault finding because we want to pull down somebody's leg and promote ourselves. This is the idea of apayasuna. Apayasuna means to negate this quality of fault finding. So fault finding is very dangerous, especially when we are associating with the devotees. Associating with the devotees. Sometimes, many times we hear, oh, this devotee is doing like this, da 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 da. It's go on and on and on and on. But well, again, because we are uh, sadhakas, we are practitioner. We are practicing our sadhana bhakti. We are called sadhakas, and we are still in the immature level of our devotional service, in our devotional practice. And due to our samskara since millions of lifetimes, so this tendency still stick there, being proud. We fall fine on others because we want to look better. We want to look better in the front of our authority, for example. We want to look better. That's why we want to pull down somebody's leg in order to promote our position. But as a devotee, these qualities should be developed. Apaisunam, aversion to fault finding. Daya bhutesu, compassion for all living entities. Of course, this is connected with the ahimsa. Same explanation. Being compassion means to preach Krishna consciousness. Aloluptvam, freedom from greed. Of course, in the later part of this chapter, we'll find that greed is one of the three gates leading to the hell. Trividam narakasyadam dwaram nasanamat manaha kama krodha tata lobas. So loba means greed. Greed. Greed means when we accumulate more than what we need. When we accumulate more than what we need, this is called greed. What is that verse from the Sri Sopanisad? Isavashyam idam sarvam yat kimcha jagatam jagat tena tyaktena bhunyita ma gridha kasya shridanam. So everything is belong to Krishna, and we should take only what we need, not more than what we need. Just take our quota and be satisfied with that. Otherwise, greed actually lead us to the hell, and that's actually belong to the demoniac. This quality belong to those who are demoniac in nature. But as devotees, we have to be free from greed. But there is also another explanation by Sanatana Goswami that greed also good in devotional service. Krishna, what is that? Krishna bhakti rasa bhavi tamati kriya tamam yadi kuto pilavyate tatra laulyam apimulam ekalam janma pati sukritayir nalavyate. So lolyam means also greed. So lolyam, greed, can be utilized in devotional service. And in fact, by becoming greedy in devotional service, in performance of devotional service such as chanting, greedy in chanting, don't feel satisfied with 16 rounds, don't be satisfied with 16 rounds. Chant. Even after you finish your 16 rounds, chant more. And greed on hearing, greed on any other services, devotional service. Krishna Bhakti Rasa. And by being greedy in performing devotional service, we get the taste actually. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavi Tamati Kriya Tamam Yadi Kuto Pilavyate Tatra Lavyam Apimulam Ekalam. So this one thing, Ekala, and that is greed. Eka means one. So being greedy in performing devotional service will make us attached to devotional service. Just like those who are greedy of money, naturally they are becoming very attached. They are becoming very, very attached to money. So if we greedy in devotional service, so we will become attached also to devotional service. So greed is just like knife. It's just like knife, I would say like that. Um, Knife, neither good or bad, okay? But the way how we utilize is good or bad. If we utilize in a good way, so that knife will become good. If we utilize to harm others, so that knife become bad. So similarly, greed, neither good or bad. It's actually a quality. And what matters is that how we utilize this greed. If we utilize this greed to pursue material thing, then it is bad. But if we utilize this greed in Krishna service, that's very, very good. What is that? There is beautiful verse also in the same book. So that verse that I mentioned, you can find in the Sanatana Goswami's book. What is that? I forgot the name of the book. Padyavali. In Padyavali. So this verse you can find there. I think that's verse number 14. Very beautiful. Janma koti sukritaya nalabhyati. So this the taste for devotional service cannot be obtained by janma koti sukritaya. Cannot be obtained by accumulation of our pious activities for millions of lifetimes. but it can be obtained. This taste for devotional service can be obtained by simply becoming greedy in that service only. And another verse is very beautiful. What is that? Vichayani vicharyani vichintyani puna punaha. Vichayani vicharyani vichintyani puna punaha. Kripanasya danani va tvannamani bhavantuna. So this is the verse. Vichayani vicharyani vichintyani. Puna punaha means again and again. So what is again and again? Vichayani, one accumulate, vichayani, vicharyani, and then one count, and then vichintyani, one remember. Kripanasya dananiva, just like a greedy materialist. Kripanasya dananiva. So the greedy materialist, they collect the money, they count the money, and then they remember his money, their money. For example, today we collect $1,000, and then we count that $1,000, and then we remember, okay, now I have $1,000, and tomorrow you accumulate another $1,000, $1,000 you accumulate, and then you count, you take this pile of another $1,000. You know that's $1,000, but still you put together and you count from the beginning. Okay, that's $2,000, and you remember, okay, I have $2,000. And then the next day you earn another $1,000. You count that from the beginning. You put together this pile of money and start counting from the beginning. Why? Why you start counting from the beginning? Because you are too attached with that money. You know that yesterday, oh, I counted, this is $2,000. Now I get $1,000. I put together, it should be $3,000. But you're not satisfied with that. You put them together and start counting from the beginning. Okay, $3,000, and you remember, okay, now I have $3,000. So similarly, kripanasya dhananiva tvannamani bhavantuna. So similarly, my Lord, Sanatana Goswami prayed, let me accumulate your name, account your name, and remember your name again and again. So this is called greedy in the chanting of the holy name, which is good. Yeah. And then the next quality is that mardhavam, or gentleness. So being soft, gentle in behavior. But of course, we have to know also when we have to uh, react properly. So there was one story about a snake. So this snake, actually, people hate the snake because snake, sarpa, is very venomous. So when people meet the snake, everybody run. But this snake, he was wondering why everybody when everybody sees me, they immediately run away. I cannot make friendship or what? And then he met Narada Muni, and then Narada Muni, he was asked by the snake, so Narada Muni, why everybody run away when see me? Narada Muni said, well, because you are a snake, by nature you are envious. And the snake said, well, I don't want to be envious. And then Narada Muni said, okay, so just remain peaceful. And then this snake just stay in one place, performing austerity. And then people start walking nearby, and the snake doesn't react anything, doesn't react. And then the kids, being innocent kids, of course, they take the advantage and start torturing the snake, beating the snake, throwing the stone. And then another day, Narad Muni comes, and when Narad Muni saw the snake, in such a pity condition, Narad Muni asked, like, why, what happened to you? Why you are full of wound, blood all over your body? And the snake said, well, you told me that don't react. And then Narad Muni said, well, okay, I give you another tip. You just hiss, don't bite, just hiss. And the snake followed the advice of Narad Muni, and he lived nicely. So similarly, devotees also like that. Sometimes we may react outwardly. We may react like very ferocious like lion, but within our heart, we have to remain sober, remain gentle. Our heart should be always soft, just like cotton. So this is the nature of the devotees. This is actually one of the expertise that the devotees should have. In some particular time and circumstances, sometimes we have to hiss, but we don't bite. We just hiss. But we have to remain, remember within our mind that actually this quality should be there, gentleness within our heart. So we don't want to harm other, but sometimes we scream, right? But that's also for the benefit of others. Harihi, next is that modesty, no abominable activities. So modesty means we are avoiding the abominable activities like dirty activities, drinking alcohol, smoke cigarette, and so on. This is called modesty. Harihi. Next, that achapalam, determination. This is like utsaha, determination. Determination, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that unfailing in all circumstances. This is called determination. Well, sometimes if we are failed, but we keep trying, especially we are trying for Krishna, struggling for Krishna is good. This is determination. Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned that when first time I came to Boston, as soon as I mentioned no illicit sex, so all these youngsters mentioned that Swamiji, go home, don't preach here, go back to your country. And then Prabhupada mentioned sometimes when I feel very weak and I feel discouraged very much, so I went to the harbor, but I return again. I return. Therefore, this person who is in the ticket counter asking Srila Prabhupada again and again, Swamiji, you are coming here, but you didn't purchase the ticket. Srila Prabhupada said, well, I think I still have another hope. And then Srila Prabhupada returned. Srila Prabhupada returned. So he didn't purchase the ticket and come back to India. This is determination. Hope against hope. Yeah, this is the quality of those who are in power, actually described by Srila Rupa Goswami. There are 9 qualities of those who are in power. One is that hope against hope. That means we are having hope, we are having faith, we have some determination in our heart that one day that success will come. Success means in terms of Krishna consciousness. One day that success will come. Sometimes also we are facing this circumstances, some kind of circumstances, very difficult situation when we are preaching, for example, in some particular countries where it seems like there is no result at all. We don't make any devotees. Well, actually, not really, because however, we are chanting the holy name and some empowerment is already there. It's already started there. So we just need to continue. So never give up. This is called determination. Never give up. Teja, vigor. Next quality is Teja, vigor. This is meant for the Kshatriya, those who are having this Kshatriya nature, have vigor or, unafraid to protect the weak, to protect Dharma. It's called vigor, Teja. Teja means also actually rays or light. So giving the light to dissipate the darkness. And Ksama, forgiveness. So it is very interesting that this morning I was giving a Srimad Bhagavatam class and we're discussing about Lord Brahma in the 10th canto, chapter 14, text number 10. So where Lord Brahma mentioned that, oh Lord, please forgive me, because in the previous chapter, in the chapter 13, Lord Brahma was stealing the calf, Krishna, the Gopas and the calf. So now in the chapter 14 of the 10th canto, Lord Brahma offering prayers to the Supreme Lord. And in the text number 10, Lord Brahma in the 14th chapter, 10th canto, text number 10, Lord Brahma mentioned that I deserve both punishment and also forgiveness. Actually, Lord Brahma tried to request Lord Krishna and humbly reminded Lord Krishna that your quality, your nature is being forgiving. So please kindly forgive me. So after committing such a mistake, and then uh, because Lord Brahma was feeling so proud is actually will lead us to insult great personality, and after that we will be devastated by the Lord. We will be destroyed, and then we will feel embarrassed, and we will come to our senses. So not only those who are demon having this quality of being proud, sometimes the devotees also, like Brahma or even Indra also, yeah, they become so proud of their position, and again Krishna give them lesson, and then they become humble. But in another occasion, because however we are still in the covering of this material universe, and we cannot avoid the three modes of material nature unless if we are fully surrendered devotees, yeah, then we will be influenced again by the three modes of material nature. So Lord Brahma in that verse mentioned to Lord Krishna that please forgive me. He was asking Lord Krishna for forgiveness. He tried to remind Krishna that this is your good quality. One of your good qualities is always forgiving, be merciful. So Ksama, forgiveness. Forgiveness means we should not keep some resentment, especially with the devotees. So when the devotees commit mistake, if they come to us, apologize. So just apologize. We don't have to keep some resentment in our heart. And when we forgive, when somebody say, "Forgive me, Prabhu, Vanchakapatra," just forgive from our heart. Not that we say, "Okay, okay, I forgive," but within our heart we still keeping this resentment. So Krishna is not pleased with that attitude. So we have to be simple, straightforward. Forgive means just forgive. And then next is dritihi, fortitude, mental and emotional strength. So we have this mental and emotional strength, means we are conscious of what is our position. This is called mental strength. What is our position? We are the servant of Lord Krishna, and we act according to that. Saucham, cleanliness. So cleanliness, as I mentioned earlier, that Prabhupada explained two levels of cleanliness, on the gross level and then on the subtle level. Taking bath for the brahmacharis should take bath at least once in a day for the brahmachari, and then for the grihastha should take bath twice at least, and then for sannyas three times a day. This is described in one of the purport in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam by Srila Prabhupada, that for brahmachari at least he should take bath once a day, and then for grihastha twice at least, and then for sannyas three times a day. Adroha, freedom from envy. Yeah, envy. Envy is, yeah, of course, we know this. What is envy? Envy is just like snake or scorpion. Vrichika sarpahatya. Modeto sadur api vrichika sarpahatya. So Prahlad Maharaj mentioned after Hiranyakasipu being killed by Lord Nrsingadev, Modeto sadur api vrichika sarpahatya. So even the sadhu, Prahlad Maharaj said, even the saintly person will become very jubilant when a snake and a scorpion being killed. So in other words, he's referring to his father actually. His father is very envious. Hiranyakasipu is very envious, like the snake and the scorpion. So there is one nice story. I think I have narrated this story before. But it is very interesting that in South India, there was a Brahmana from South India, in South India. So the Brahmana used to take bath in a pond, so to perform his daily oblation. So before that, he used to take bath in a kunda, in a pond. So in that pond, he saw that a scorpion was floating on the water. So this Brahmana tried to save this scorpion, and then he took this scorpion from the water like this, and then the scorpion sting his hand, and then he released that scorpion, and then again he tried to help the scorpion out from the water, and again the scorpion would sting, and then again and again he got sting, but again and again he tried to help this scorpion to get out from the water, and finally one time he just do like that, very fast, he does very fast, and the scorpion landed on the ground. And then one man was asking, why you keep doing it? The scorpion keeps stinging you. And then the Brahmana said, well, it is the nature of the scorpion to sting. Even if you have mistake or no, if you approach him, he will sting. That's the nature of the scorpion. And it is the nature of the Brahmana to save others, to be compassion to other living entities. And then this man was stunned. So scorpion and snake always the snake will bite if the snake has venom. So the snake will bite whether you commit mistake or no. If you encounter that snake will attack. Normally, in the life of animal, the animal will attack in two circumstances: when the animal is in danger, or when he is hungry. When he is hungry or he is in danger. For example, like a lion, if not hungry, even if a buffalo or a deer walk in the front of the lion will not attack because he's not hungry. But the lion will attack when he feels hungry. That's it. Srila Prabhupada in one lecture mentioned that envy is very dangerous. Envious man is very dangerous. So Chanakya Pandit mentioned that he quoted a verse. I don't remember that verse. So he quoted a verse mentioning that uh, between a snake, venomous snake, and envious man, between the two, envious man is more dangerous because the envious snake can be subdued by chanting some mantra and by a snake charmer. So the snake can be subdued, but the envious man cannot be subdued so easily. And the snake also, the envious snake will bite only once and then walk away. But the envious man will bite us in every step. So this quality is very important, adroha, freedom from envy. Because why we are here? Again, because we are envious of Krishna. Because we are envious that Krishna is God. I think this is the last one, the 26th. Nati Manita, no expectation of honor. Yeah, Trinada Pisunichana. Every morning we chant this prayer, Siksastakam, Trinada Pisunichana. Tarora Pisa Hisnana. That we should be becoming more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, and not expecting any honor from others. Krishna mentioned, Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly man, endowed with divine nature. So there are 26. We have discussed that from verse 1 to 3. Were there any question or comments on that? You are most welcome. If there is no comments or question, I shall move ahead. Yeah, text number 4. This is the nature of the demons, Asura Sampada, Damba. Okay. Somebody in the chat. Why? This is a question from Parasuram Prabhu. Why only one time bath for brahmachari? Well, Srila Prabhupada didn't elaborate why, but at least one time in the morning for a brahmachari. I don't know why. I don't want to speculate why, but at least a brahmachari should take bath once in a day, at least. Better, I think, 2 times after getting up early in the morning and before sleeping, after doing all activities during the day. So we need to clean ourselves. At least one time to take bath for a brahmachari. In the modern day society, people are so busy. Sometimes people don't take bath for 2 or 3 days. Anybody would like to answer to Parasuram Prabhu's question? Why only one time bath for brahmachari? It is not mandatory. It could be more, but at least to take bath one time in a day. So why, I don't know. That's the standard. So Prabhupada didn't elaborate in that purport. Any idea from other devotees why? Or Parasuram Prabhu, you have your own idea. You may have heard something.
Prabhu, it's my
Okay, Prabhupada.
speculation maybe.
Hmm.
It may be because the brahmachari can able to do their Gayatri in the morning, but Grasta may not be. So that's why they have. If they're doing in the evening, they have to take bath again.
Well,
I'm saying it's a speculation. I'm not sure.
speculation is very dangerous.
Because I'm thinking it's the Grasta is very difficult to do the Gayatri like the evening Gayatri with all everything cleaning, right?
Well,
Brahmachari can still maintain that standard of cleanliness, but Grasta is difficult.
yeah, brahmachari. Well, as far as Gayatri is concerned, yeah, we have to chant Gayatri in a clean state when the body is clean. So brahmachari, he can maintain such some standard of cleanliness and doesn't have to take bath again, maybe, but different case with the grihasthas. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. So that's at least one. Anyway, we can ask this question to other devotees. Okay, text number 4. These are the qualities of those who are demoniac in nature. Asura sampada. Damba means pride. Want to make a show of religion even if sinful. This is pride sometimes. This Damba is more into duplicitous in nature. That's the explanation of being proud here. Duplicitous. We try to pose ourselves as spiritually advanced, although actually we don't. Just like in India, for example, in India there are, many so-called incarnation of God or Babas. In India, those who are wearing saffron dress will be respected very much, and people used to take advantage of it. We see like in many occasions in the life of those who are wearing saffron dress, and they have many followers like Swami Vivekananda, for example, or even Sai Baba also, for example. Yeah, they are posing themselves. Even they like Sai Baba, he's claiming to be God. He's just a magician. He's just playing some very cheap trick, and people believe that wow, yeah, he does it. He's God. He showed that he's very religious, but actually He's a rascal number one because he wanted to compete with God up to such an extent, uh, that he's claiming to be God. So this Dumbo is more into duplicitous in nature, and this Darpa means arrogance. This is more into pride, pride of one's wealth and education. Like Indra also, of course, Indra is a great devotee. So these qualities may sometimes appear in the life of great devotees also. For example, like Indra, we find in the Srimad Bhagavatam. There is also one story. One time, Durvasa Muni, he visited Indra Loka. Maybe you have heard this story. So Durvasa Muni, one time he visited Indra Loka, and Indra was on the back of his elephant Airavata. So actually, when a Brahmana comes, Indra as a Kshatriya, he should, bow down. But Indra was so puffed up, so proud of his position because he's the king of the heaven, and then everybody was praising him. The Apsaras dancing for Indra, and the Gandharvas, they are singing the glories of Indra. He became intoxicated. And when Durvasa Muni came, so we know that Durvasa is a great personality. He's a great sage, and he's a great mystic also. And he has very short temper. He gets angry very easily. So at that time, Indra, didn't respect Durvasa Muni very much when he comes. And still Durvasa could tolerate that. And then Durvasa, he wanted to bless Indra. So he took off his garland and gave to Indra. But because Indra was so proud, so instead of wearing this garland, he gave this garland to Airavata. Now Airavata is an elephant. He is an elephant. He is an animal. So he doesn't know the value of this garland. So he put this garland on the ground and then trampled it and destroyed the garland. Then Durvasa Muni became enraged, became so angry, and Durvasa Muni cursed Indra that very soon Indra and all other demigods will lose his power, and he will be attacked by Bali Maharaj and the demons, and he will be defeated. And that took place. So pride will lead us to um, committing some offense. Actually, if we see here, I was hearing some lecture on this pride, how to conquer pride. So if we see this word pride, Pride. So P stand for position, R stand for rank. When you are in the high position and high rank, next one is that I insult. You start insulting others up to the extent of you are insulting your superior, your authority. In the case of Indra, he was insulting Durvasa Muni, who is superior to him. And then D means destruction, and E stand for embarrassment. So Indra is being destroyed by the demon, and then he feel embarrassed, and he went to Brahma again, pray to Lord Vishnu, asking for help to regain his kingdom. So this has happened actually many times. The only reason why the devatas, the demigods, defeated by the demon when Indra commits offense. Another offense he committed also to Brihaspati, his own guru. And at that time also he got destroyed by the demon. He attacked, the demon was attacking uh, Indra and defeated Indra very easily because when Indra commits some offense to great personalities, so he loses power actually. He loses power. Yes, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, you have question, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
My question is, we see so many times, Prabhu, that demigods, they do something like wrong and then they get cursed. So many times we see like this,
Hmm.
and then Krishna or somebody helps them, and then they become normal again.
Hmm.
So why does Krishna help them so many times? Like, why don't they understand?
Because The demigods are the devotees of the Lord, and it is the Lord's nature to always protect his devotees. Whoever surrender to Krishna, just like in the battle, okay, in the battle, if your enemy surrender to you, you should not kill. Those who come under your shelter, you have to protect. You have to protect. So, what to speak of the demigods? The demigods are Krishna's devotee. The demigods are Krishna's devotees, and when they are in trouble, of course, they are praying to Krishna. They don't pray to any other personalities. They are always seeking for Krishna's shelter. This is one of the symptoms of great devotees, actually. So the devotees means we just depend on Krishna. So the demigods, of course, they may commit some mistake, but as soon as they commit some mistake, they will come to their senses that, oh yeah, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and the only person that can help us is Krishna, Lord Vishnu. And this has happened many times. Why they don't understand? Well, come back to the verse. What is that? Bogaiswarya prasaktanam taya paharita chetasam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhavana vidyate. So when we are full of enjoyment, bhoga and aishwarya, full of opulence, these two things will bewilder us. Even if we are devotees, we will be bewildered by possession, aishwarya, opulence, even Brahma bewildered. And what to speak of the demigods? They get bewildered. And bhoga, a lot of enjoyment will make us bewildered. But still, because they are Krishna's devotees, Krishna will help us and will help them. And again, they may commit some mistake because full of enjoyment. It is natural for those who are enjoying too much. You will get intoxicated and forget. You will forget and you will commit some offense. So like this, because they are Krishna's devotees, Krishna will help them. But why they don't understand this? Well, they understand when they get some trouble. They understand when they get some trouble. Therefore, whenever they get some trouble, they come back to their senses. Oh yeah, this is a mistake. We have committed some mistake. Just like Indra also, he regretted when he offended Brihaspati. Brihaspati left, and Indra understood that this is a mistake. He regretted that. He regretted. And yeah, because of Bhoga and Aishwarya, that's the only thing. Because they have some position in administrative of this universal affair. They are the managers. They are holding position, a very important position. And they are also actually the agent of the Lord. And they are doing their duty according to Krishna's order. But of course, because we are still in this material realm, we cannot avoid of committing mistake. Srila Prabhupada mentioned to err is human. Okay, but as far as demigods are concerned, because they're the level of their, of course, they are very intelligent, but the level of enjoyment that they get will make them intoxicated, like Manigriva and Alakwara also. Their father is Quera, the treasurer of heaven. What they cannot get, they can get everything in terms of material enjoyment. Then natural for you, why I have to worship God? Why I have to worship God if I can get whatever I want? But then, as soon as they get cursed from Narad Muni, so they immediately come to their senses. Oh yeah, this is great personalities. We are committing mistake. Kindly forgive us. So that's the nature of the devotees. Whatever mistake that they may do, they will always taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. They don't go to any other personalities for shelter. Rather, the demons, they go to the demigods like Shiva, for example, great personalities like Shiva or Brahma. They don't worship Lord Vishnu. Does that answer your question, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu? Because
Thank
of
you, bro.
opulence.
Thank you.
Sometimes if we have little opulence, also little enjoyment in life, sometimes we forget that actually this is Krishna's mercy. We are thinking that, oh, because I get this because of my own effort, we becomes proud also. Sometimes that happens to us. Okay, 10 minutes. Next quality is that abhimanaha, conceit, desire to be worshipped by other. This is also subtle in the devotee's life. We want worship, puja, puja labha pratishta. Puja means being, we want to be worshipped by others. We want others glorify ourselves. For example, we are doing some service and that service is successful. For example, we are leading a yatra, for example. We are leading a yatra and then this yatra is successful. This yatra is, this congregational devotees go out for book distribution, for marathon, and distributing like 1,000 books. And then the leader may feel like, wow, yeah, this is because of me. And when others meet him, like, oh, Prabhu, such a great service. Prabhu, you are such and such devotee. You are very inspiring. So we love to hear such glorification because that's our conditioning. We are uh, still thirsty. We are still expecting worship from others, glorification from others. That's pleasing to those who are conditioned so. But the real devotees, he will not say that, oh, no, 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 Prabhu, don't say that. Normally we find this among the devotees. When somebody glorify you and you immediately say, no, 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 Prabhu, please stop it, stop it. That's actually not a very correct attitude because we are trying to check the devotees to glorify another devotees. This is not good. It is not our business to stop devotees to glorify other devotees. In fact, we have to glorify other devotees. So when somebody glorify us, we shouldn't say, no, 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 don't say that, Prabhu, no, no, stop it. But within our heart, we say like, oh yeah, that's true. But what we can do is that we just acknowledge and offer that glorification to Srila Prabhupada, to our spiritual master, to Srila Prabhupada, and ultimately to Krishna. Just say thank you for your encouragement, and it is all due to my spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, and all these things done is by Krishna's mercy through Srila Prabhupada. So that's the correct way how to respond. Sometimes we immediately say, no, 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 we block our ear. But within our heart, we say like, oh yeah, that's true. Whatever you say, Prabhu, that's true. I did this, I did that. I deserve to get this glorification. And then krodha, anger. Anger. It is different between the devotee's anger and the non-devotee's anger. So the devotee's anger, the purpose is that to correct other, first of all, to help others by anger, or to serve Krishna by destroying the demon. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he got very angry to Jagai and Madai when he heard Lord Nityananda was bleeding, struck by the clay pot, the broken piece of clay pot by Madai. Anger. But the non-devotees' anger is actually because their life is unfulfilled. Dhyayato visan pumsa sangaste supajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodo vijayate. So when kamat krodo vijayate, when their lust, their material desire unfulfilled, so natural for them to become angry. So it is difference between the devotee's anger and the non-devotee's anger. And then Parushyam. Parushyam means harshness, being harsh, talk so harsh, acting so harsh, like Hiranyakasipu, so harsh to Prahlad Maharaj. And then Agyanam, ignorance. Ignorance. In one of his purports, Prabhupada mentioned that pride is due to ignorance. All of us actually as low as dog in the streets, Prabhupada mentioned. As low as dog in the street. There's no point of being proud. But why we are proud? Because we are in ignorance. Yesterday I was listening a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. He was giving a lecture on the seventh canto when Prahlad Maharaj admitting his position, saying that I am born in the demoniac family. How can I please the Lord? How can I, how can I'm able to pacify the Lord? So at that time, Lord Nrsimhadev was very angry after killing Hiranyakasipu and all the great demigods like Lord Shiva, Brahma, even Lakshmi Devi. They were all afraid to pacify, to approach Lord Nrsimhadev to pacify him. And then they requested Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj said, how can I, a person who born in the demon's family, can please the Lord? So Srila Prabhupada mentioned that this is a real humility. But in contrary to that is that we are so proud of our position. We are thinking that we are so advanced. We have to follow the footstep of Prahlad Maharaj. So proud is due to ignorance. Ignorance of our real position. That's it. Chabida, Sri Krishna said, Chabijatasya partha sampadam aswim. So these qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Pritha. Okay, there's a lecture from Srila Prabhupada mentioned. So human life is meant for developing divine characteristic, not this demoniac characteristic is already there. Demoniac characteristic is already there, just like Damba. A dog has also pride. Oh yeah, this is in one lecture, Srila Prabhupada mentioned. A dog has also pride. I am this dog. I am fox terrier, and I am this, I am that. So Damba is there even in the dog, even in the lower animal, even in the cat. But the divine characteristic, oh, I am so low, Trinada Krishnachana. I am lower than grass. I am lower than grass. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. What is this Damba? Why should I be? Why I should be pride? What is this pride? So that is ignorance, due to ignorance. When one man is unnecessarily proud, that means it is due to ignorance. So yeah, that was the one. Okay, we are planning to cover up to text number 20, but what time is it? Yeah, we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and we just reached text number 4. Yeah, a lot of discussion. So I just want to stop here. Before I stop, if anybody has some question or comment, last chance for all of you before I close this class. You are welcome regarding whatever topic that we have discussed about the divine qualities and demoniac qualities. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there is no question, please read this chapter till text number 20. At least we will continue. Yeah. Thank you all very much for tolerating myself. Vanchakapatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.